Hello and welcome to Up the Turnpike, your source for New York Islanders content both here on YouTube and over on Patreon, where we have our podcast that we do twice a week. That's patreon.com/uptheturnpike. In this video, we're reacting to yet another pickup by the New York Islanders to fill in their blue line. This time, they picked up Adam Boqvist from the Florida Panthers, who sent them out on waivers. They also sent Isaiah George down to the Bridgeport Islanders. Now, these two, let's say, plays or moves, there you go, are intended. They sent down Isaiah George because they don't really want to continue playing him. They played him like 11 minutes the other night. And so that's why they're bringing in Adam Boqvist. Not only because he was available on the waiver wire, but because they had kind of a need. They want someone to play on their third pair that they can reliably play 15 to, let's say, 20 rounded up minutes a night. Whereas they weren't going to do that for Isaiah George. He's just, it seems, not 100% ready yet, which is fine. He's 20 years old. He's close. He's really close, and he's 20. That's okay. So they send Isaiah George down to Bridgeport, and they take on Adam Boqvist. And there's a lot to like with this Boqvist acquisition. The first thing that stuck out to me, which maybe doesn't matter a whole lot, but it's fun. This is an 8th overall pick just a couple of years ago, right? Taken 8th overall in 2018 by the Chicago Blackhawks. So that's before Evan Bouchard. That's before Noah Dobson. Impressive. Both of those guys have been lights out in the NHL so far. That doesn't mean to say that Adam Boqvist is going to be as good as those players. I think it's a different type of player. But it's clear Chicago saw something in this kid that they thought belonged in the NHL and were willing to draft him 8th overall to do so. Again, before Evan Bouchard and before Noah Dobson. So already that's pretty impressive. In terms of production, which is a number that we all like to look at, his best year was a couple of years ago in Columbus, where he put up 24 points in 46 games, which when I did the math is an average of 43 points rounded up as a 22-year-old playing in Columbus. Pretty goddamn good. Of course, he's not doing that now. It's 6 points in 18 games. I think 6 over 18 times 82 is a pace of 27, which is still totally acceptable. I'm not going to crap on that at all. But we do have to note that he was only playing 12 minutes and 51 seconds on average for those Florida Panthers. So the opportunities were not abundant for him to put up production over in Florida. But as I dug into some of his numbers, both overlying and underlying, the underlying numbers, man, there's something here to this player. When you look at his individual Corsi per 60 at 5-on-5 compared to all the other defensemen on the Florida Panthers, he's second, generating 13.89 shot attempts per 60. Of course, that matters because, again, he was only playing 12 minutes and 51 seconds on average. So when he's out there, he's generating a crap ton of shot attempts. A crap ton. More than Ekblad. More than Mikkola. Like, he's out there generating a ton of shot attempts. And now he's going to be on a New York Islanders team that prioritizes that. Right? They're looking to play a very Carolina style of hockey where they're generating shot attempts after shot attempts. It's not quite Carolina, where it's all quantity, no quality. But it's not quite Barry Trotz either, where it's all quality and no quantity. It's a mix of both, which is, I love to see it. So they're going to get Adam Boqvist into that system, and they're going to play him more than 12:51. I would guess that it's going to be an average of somewhere between 16 and 18 minutes. Maybe not on day one, but when it comes to full-time utilization, somewhere between 16 and 18 minutes is what they have in mind for this player, unless it just goes off and they give him more. But you're seeing this. You got an 8th overall pick. You got a guy who is really good at generating shot attempts. You've got a guy who's still quite young at 24 years old. You've also got a guy who can skate pretty well. Maybe the underlying numbers don't look good this year in terms of his skating. Top skating seed at 20.44, which is below 50th percentile. Not great. But a couple years back, it was up there. Not up there in the highest of stratospheres. But he was a 22.02 in the 66th percentile for skaters in terms of top skating speed. So again, not the fastest, but the top, I don't mean like in the top third of skaters in the league for skating speed. That's impressive. It really is. That adds to the card of things that he's got going for him. We know he can put up points. He's done it for Columbus. We know he generates a lot of shots, and we know he can skate well, at least fast. Like, obviously, this doesn't tell us his left to right or forward directional skating, but this tells us a lot about how fast he can be, which is something we need. We're trying to play with more speed, and if this guy can add that on top of the Perinovich, on top of the D'Angelo move, like, you're adding more speed to that blue line, which is still pretty goddamn ideal, and you're getting him for nothing. Again, the Islanders got him on the waiver wire, so they had to trade nothing to acquire him, and then you have to pay him nothing because he's on a league minimum deal of $775 for a 24-year-old. He's 24, turns 25 in August. There's so much to like in this deal. There's so much to like about it. Like, Lou, slow clap on that one. That's pretty goddamn good, man. And that's twice in a row. The deal for Scott Perinovich could also be one hell of a steal because you sent the conditional, whatever that condition is still, for this second rounder who is definitely going to play in your at least bottom four. And it could be very well an everyday defenseman. Just insane pickup by Lou. And then this one. I still don't like the potential of what this signals come the trade deadline, were vis-a-vis our potential retool. But I've got to kind of shelve that because while that is my opinion, I'm not in control of anything. Lou Lamoriello is. So I've got to learn to live within the confines of what Lou Lamoriello is doing with this team. And based off of what he's doing, on that alone, this is yet another good pickup by Lou Lamoriello. It's going to be hard to criticize any of the moves that he's made so far. I don't like the Tony D'Angelo one, but that's a personal thing. Okay, I get it. So far, so good for the things that Lou Lamoriello is doing in this team. And if they pan out, then he's going to look even better. I'm just hoping this doesn't stop any potential selling off of assets that could reap even more benefits and bring in more assets. But so far, so good. I'm going to give this like a 9 out of 10 if I had to give it a number. I really like this pickup. It's super low risk, super high reward. Love it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't. Those numbers are going up, but they're still rookie numbers, baby. Let's pump those even higher. Thank you for following. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.